Hello, everyone. Happy Halloween, and even more so, happy Stranger Fiction coming back onto Netflix this week. And I was looking through CodePen. I saw some really cool projects, and I saw that a guy named Will, which I guess is how you pronounce it because it's got about 8 I's and a bunch of L's. And it had designed this really cool Stranger Things alphabet wall. And I thought, what a cool way to use Google Apps Script to maybe do a review activity. So I've hooked things up to a Google form and a Google Sheet, and we are making questions coming from Google Sheets, having students answer with Google Forms, and then displaying that all into one really cool wall like you're looking at right now. So let me show you exactly how to set it up, and then I'll talk about some of the code in a little bit more detail. Okay, basically the first thing is first, when you first load up this web app, it just takes you to a very simple little HTML page. And I've even linked the spreadsheet uh, kind of template that you need to go with, because all your questions and answers are going to go inside of this spreadsheet in a sheet called review questions. And then this sheet is also hooked up to your form responses. And you need to have a form that is built to ask for student name, email address, and then what they think the solution is. And what's going to happen once you get everything started, and maybe we can see this working in action, is it's going to pull those questions, the review questions in. It's going to put them onto the alphabet wall, and then when you put them in, you've read everything. Okay, and then you'll put the solution to the hidden clue in. You click submit, and once that response has been recorded, hopefully when this gets to the end of the message, it'll do some little bells and whistles. It'll tell you who answered the question, what the question was, and then the correct answer, so everyone can see it on the board. Goes to the next question, and it'll allow you to submit the form again. This form can be done a number of times, and the only thing that matters is which question is being reviewed at that moment. So students can just keep using the same form to try for the same solutions. And it'll always tell you who answered the question first, who answered the review question first. All this is done with Google Apps Script, Google Forms, Google Sheets, and the help of open source code from CodePen. And I have a link to that project also on the main page. And here's how we're going to set this project up. In the description below, you can find a link to my GitHub project, but you're going to need to head on over there and then fork your own copy. Since it's my project, I already have it, and I can pull it into projects, but you need to fork a copy and then get a link to that fork. And then go ahead and create a little folder for your project and a brand new Google Apps Script project. Then once that is all built, I'm going to save first. I like to give the project a name so I'm just not confused about what I'm doing. I'm going to call this Stranger Things Alphabet Wall, and let my internet connection catch up to me. That's always the difficult part. Now, I need to find that repository. which should be Stranger Things Alphabet Wall. And yours should say your username. And then we are going to pull in that repo, pull all that code into this project. Click on pull. I should see some new files already there. Perfect. I'll make that a little bit bigger, but we're not going to talk too much about the code, just how to deploy it. I'm going to publish, deploy as a web app. I'm going to execute the app as myself, and I'll just call it initial. Who has access to the app? Only myself, because the idea being that you would run this yourself on a projector so that kids could watch the alphabet wall in front of you. And you don't need to share this with anybody else and give anybody those kinds of permissions. So I'm just allowing myself to kind of really just open those files. I'm going to copy the URL, paste it into the Omnibar on the Google Chrome browser, and right there, I'm going to reset the sizes. That can be a little bit bigger. And we are ready to go with Stranger Things. You need to copy this project from this first link, and then you need to put the key into here, click start, and away you go. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, teachers can code.